Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Mad Church Disease podcast. You guys know that Bishop Talbert Swan of the 117th Holy Convocation of the Church of God in Christ decided that he wanted to use the pulpit to discuss vloggers and to discuss individuals and the saints who are having discussion about the poor behavior of bishop, pastors, and churches here in America. Well, Bishop Swan, I am most certainly going to deal with that. And Bishop Talbert Swan, I've got a few thoughts that I think might be able to help you understand things a little bit better. You guys don't want to miss this video.
We are Mad Church Disease, helping you understand that Jesus plus nothing is everything. This is a show for everyone, believers and non-believers, from churched to the unchurched. Help us grow the channel by supporting our non-profit causes and create more consistent content. Donate by Cash App or PayPal, or buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Mad Church Disease podcast. I'm so very honored and privileged to have you joining me today. The gentleman that you see on the screen today is a bishop. His name is Talbert Swan. Now, before I get into the commentary, I want to say that I have an enormous amount of respect for this brother. He is probably one of the foremost bishops that I see that is very outspoken when it comes to social justice issues, especially surrounding African Americans living here in America. And I highly respect him for that, and I appreciate him for the work he does. But I must give commentary to some of the things that he has said in regards to vloggers and people who vlog about church issues. I wanted to be very clear, ladies and gentlemen. He was standing in the pulpit at the 117th Holy Convocation of the Church of God in Christ, and he made a lot of remarks as it relates to vloggers and people who do the type of work that I do. And I felt it was necessary for me to give commentary to this. Now, the first thing that I want to say is it's unfortunate that a lot of preachers and pastors do not understand that most of what real vloggers do has nothing to do with gossip. And I'm going to get into that in just a second, but I want you all to hear some of the comments that he said. And I want to add this here so that you guys can hear what he said. Let me back it up so we can hear what he said. And I want you all to listen at what he actually says here, because this is really the key to all of this and for us to really understand it better.
When bloggers build platforms by tearing down preachers.
I want to stop right there. We don't build platforms on tearing down preachers. A lot of our platforms are built when God brings down preachers, and we talk about it. We explain what's going on in the situation, and we have conversations about it. Bloggers don't tear down preachers. We discuss the preachers that God has brought down. I personally do not speak about things unless they have come into the public sphere, just like I'm talking about this video and your estimation and your understanding of vloggers. I didn't talk about this until this video hit the public. And so therefore, I felt a need to discuss it. We don't tear down preachers. Understand that. Preachers are doing a very good job of tearing down themselves. Now, I have to say this, as time increases, one of the things that I'm noticing is that preachers are constantly trying to make excuses for the behavior of their brethren and their sisters that are inside of the institutional church, the so-called leaders and the people that are leading the people. It's amazing to me how you will discuss the vlogger, you will discuss the pew sitter, but you won't discuss the preachers and the pastors who are doing some of the most vilest things in the name of God. Understand something. Vloggers don't tear down preachers. We talk about the preachers that God has brought down. And I'm going to be stopping and starting this video for copyright reasons. And of course, we have to do that. But let's get into the commentary.
When gossip is called content.
Now, understand, let me give you a definition of gossip. Gossip is talk or rumor about the personal affairs of other people. That is primarily the definition of gossip. When something hits the public, when it hits a blog, when it hits the news, when it hits the internet, it is no longer gossip, sir. It is now something that people can discuss in an open form and in an open way. Gossip is if somebody comes to me with something, whispers something in my ear, and I have not validated whether those things are true or false, and I just take it and I run with it and I share it. Most of the time, the stuff that comes on the internet has been verified, and it depends on the vlogger. Now, I'll give you that, Bishop Swan. Most of the stuff on real vloggers, we only discuss it when it's been verified and that we can actually give commentary to it. So I don't think the understanding of what gossip is, and I think you all have a very warped understanding and definition of what gossip is.
And destruction is called discussion.
We don't destroy a bishop. We don't destroy the church. As I said, the church is doing a very good job of destroying itself, Bishop Swan. When preachers are making babies on the side and pretending that the children don't exist. When people are coming to convocation and getting into the hotel rooms and sleeping with their boy toys. And according to every statistic known to man, that the porn watching when the convocation and that stuff shows up, it goes through the roof. So there is a history behind the behaviors of the people that you are even talking about. Destruction, we're not destroying anybody. We are simply having the discussion. Now, if you're not mature enough to come to the table of meeting and talk about these things, then as far as I'm concerned, Bishop Swan, you should probably just close your mouth.
They post rumors about pastors and churches just to get clicks and likes.
Let me understand something. If something hits the internet, if something hits a blog, if something gets talked about on the news, it's no longer a rumor, sir. And if we are monetizing the work that we do and having the discussion, just like ABC, just like CBS, just like NBC, we have every right to discuss these things on any sort of level that we choose to discuss them. You don't have to like it. Now, here's the thing that I don't understand about preachers and pastors. You can say anything from your bully pulpit. And see, here's the problem with most of you that you guys are having a problem with. We're no longer just sitting by and letting you say anything and tell us whatever you want to tell us, with there out being a response to it. Whether you know it or not, I talked about this, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago, that God was going to use this internet to become the great equalizer. You don't get to just sit up in your pulpit and say whatever you want and there not be feedback. And I want to know, J. Drew Sheard, what's going on with the Church of God in Christ? You guys seem to be going after all of the statesmen and the elders of your church. You got Sybil Finney over there being accosted by Myron Williams. You done filed a lawsuit against Moses Tyson Jr. That's not gossip. That's public information. What's going on with you guys over there? While you're concentrating on vloggers, you should be concentrating on the mistreatment of the people that are within the Church of God in Christ, and how the women and how the people inside are being treated.
They sensationalize stories about our marriages and our ministries and our families, not because they care about truth, but because scandal sells.
Let me be very clear, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have to sensationalize a story. All we're simply doing is talking about the story and having a discussion. I don't get into people's marriages, so that doesn't, I don't have nothing to say about that. I will talk about your raggedy ministry. Especially some of you that got these 20, 30-year building projects like Marvin Winans. Of course, I'm going to discuss it. I don't care if you don't like it. I have whatever conversation I want to. And if you don't like it, go talk to God about it. That's what you do. But see, you want to use your pulpit and you want to say what you want to say. So guess what? Bishop Swan, this here my pulpit, and I will say whatever I want to say, and I'll talk about it. Now, as far as scandal selling, let me tell you something. It ain't paying that much. Just understand. It ain't paying that much. I know y'all crazy. Y'all think it's that folks is getting rich over here. They not.
They exploit our pain for profit.
Now, let me ask you a question, Bishop Swan. Has not the Church of God in Christ exploited other people's pain for profit for far too long? You've got people in the Church of God in Christ who have been in painful situations, and you guys have paid them off. As a matter of fact, Bishop Swan, didn't the whole Cogic organization, don't y'all have a whole separate fund just to pay off of individuals who have been essayed by bishops and preachers like the Catholic Church? I'm just asking. Don't you all do that over there, Bishop Swan? So you're exploiting those people that are within the Cogic Church, and you're just mad that we're giving commentary to it and we're talking about it.
Fabricate headlines for followers and call it discernment while it's just digital gossip.
First of all, I've already gone over the information as it relates to digital gossip because let me be very clear, ladies and gentlemen, it is not gossip if somebody is discussing something, and it is not gossip if somebody is discussing something that is public information. As far as I'm concerned, Bishop Swan, you need to rethink and understand what gossip is, and you also need to understand that the day of you all being able to say whatever you want and get away with that, whatever you want, those days are over. And you must understand and discern the times and the seasons in which you are in, sir. Okay. And you have to be able to understand that. As far as I'm concerned, the institutional church and people such as yourself, sir, have gone far too long without somebody coming and having a conversation about the stupid things that you all do and you say. There's a lot of abuse going on. There's a lot of misuse going on. And if you don't like it, I'm going to have to tell you in the words of Ric Flair, sir, you may not like it, but you better learn to love it, because listen here, sir. Diamonds are forever, and so are the vloggers.